Priorities of the EU and its nearest future in regards of the war. What actually provoked Russian aggression? Enlargement of European Union. Our correspondent Vitaly Sizov talks to Andrius Kubilius, twice ex-Prime Minister of Lithuania. Interview on UATV.
Thank you that you agreed to talk with me, and you was nominated to position in to EU Commission. What field would be interesting for you? Which topic is interesting to share your knowledge and your experience and your views?
Well, thanks a lot for the question, and especially when you are formulating what is my interest, because there are possibility of different interests, and of course the most important will be position and view of Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, I will, of course, I will know only when we shall have with her discussions. Still, that is waiting. But if to speak about how I see the whole situation, of course, I think that as a representative of Lithuania, not only me personally, but looking into what is Lithuania interest, I can describe it in a very simple way. We have some unique experience. If you look into all the members of European Union, into the regions, which are related, first of all, with security issues, with defense issues, with EU enlargement, and everything what is related, what I call, Europe East direction, including Ukraine, including Moldova, of course, Western Balkans. And that is where we can give to Commission, to new Commission, the biggest added. Of course, we can take responsibility for all the different portfolios, economy, energy, transport, and so on and so on. But especially portfolios related with defense, with EU enlargement, would be exactly those portfolios where we can bring that added value. And with our experience, with being, in the neighborhood of the region where the threats to security of Europe are most visible, we're next to Russian aggression against Ukraine, and so on and so on. So that's what now I will discuss with Commission President, but of course, both Commission President and also European political parties, I mean European People's Party, to whom we belong, they have also some kind of vision. And I hope that we shall find the best agreement and the best solution.
Mm-hmm. The leader of your party, Manfred Weber, he wanted to see the representative of Lithuania as commissioner in charge for enlargement.
Be good if that will become a reality.
From your point of view, this topic was abandoned in Brussels during the last 5 or 10 years. Do maybe not you, but in particular you, do you think that this topic should be rethink and should be in some case restart?
Well, I would say, of course, till 2022, till Russian aggression against Ukraine, enlargement was not moving ahead. And we saw it, as some kind of challenge, as a problem. Western Balkans, which the countries became candidate countries much earlier than Ukraine, also they were not moving ahead. And only the beginning of Russian aggression brought some kind of clear understanding inside of European Union that non-enlargement provokes Russian aggression. Non-enlargement, that leaving such countries like Ukraine, like Moldova, Western Balkans, in some kind of gray zone of, security, creates temptation for Putin, for aggressive, Putin regime, to start his aggression, wars and so on and so on. So things are started to change after 2022. Ukraine, and Moldova were invited to become a candidate countries. Also, negotiations are starting. Things are moving ahead, but still a lot of, very practical job and also, political initiatives are needed both, on EU side and also in the candidate countries in order to have an enlargement a success.
You're known as a friend of Ukraine, and you talk a lot about increasing the amount of help. In particular, you actively propagated the idea that EU country should spend 0.25% of GDP on support Ukraine. As a commissioner, possible commissioner, will you do the same way as official of EU, not politician?
Definitely, Ukraine will stay as some kind of really most important strategic priority for the whole European Union, for Commission during the next 5 years. And you can see that priority very clearly in what Commission President Ursula von der Leyen put into so-called political guidelines, which were announced before she got approval from European Parliament. And as Ursula von der Leyen have said, what European Union will manage to do and to achieve during the next 5 years will influence the future of European Union for the next 50 years. So that's that is what what we need to have in mind. Now, some policy initiatives which I proposed, during previous Parliament, European Parliament term, they became official policies, for example, of European People's Party. When we're talking about increase of military support to Ukraine, so that was my idea, which was supported by the European People's Party Congress, that there is a need of European EU plan for the victory of Ukraine, where EU needs to have very clear understanding what EU needs to provide to Ukraine in order for Ukraine to achieve the victory against Russian aggression and to get rid of Russian occupation of the territories of Ukraine. And exactly from that document, it was very clear. We calculated in a very, very clear way that EU, or in general, the Western support, military support to Ukraine, should be increased by 2.5 times, from 0.1% of GDP up to 0.25% of GDP. It can be done either by EU member states deciding to increase their support, especially of those countries which are very much below that percentage, or to achieve collective EU decision to provide such amount of military support by EU finances, from either from EU budget or from EU special funds, borrowing in the markets, or using Russian assets, frozen assets. So that is what will continue to be EPP policy. And as commissioner representing EPP, of course, I will do everything in order to support some kind of those initiatives to be realized.
Mm-hmm. Do you see some bottlenecks in current policy of Euro Commission in the sphere of enlargement? What would you change or would not change in policy of EU Commission in this field for now?
We need to understand that enlargement is is a challenge for two sides. For candidate countries, which need to make reforms, and the EU is able to help even more effectively, to assist with expertise, how some kind of reforms can be done. From another side, EU needs also to have much more strong, consolidated political will in order to achieve such kind of enlargement. And political will depends not only on Commission or Commissioner, it depends on member states. And that is where really we need to look how we can be more effective in convincing all the member states that EU enlargement is needed not only for Ukraine or for Western Balkan countries, but that EU enlargement is very much needed also for the whole European Union. So that is, very important task. It's not a bureaucratic task. It's political. It's social task to speak with the people, to show what benefits also the whole Europe will get from enlargement. And that will demand some kind of really political leadership, which Ursula von der Leyen is showing in a very clear way. But of course, commissioners should support, that agenda in the most effective way.
From your point of view, could be understanding of enlargement be changed? I try to explain now when you're talking with some officials or people in the EU, they consider enlargement and policy of neighborhood like something EU and closest country. But maybe it's time to look at this issue like geostrategical issue, that neighborhood, it's not like just even Europe region, maybe it's Middle East, other part of the world, from your perspective.
Well, Middle announced she's going to create a special commissioner for Mediterranean region, which of course will include also Middle East. This is very important. But when we're talking about enlargement, we're talking about much more about very concrete, regions. It's first of all Western Balkans on one side, on another side Eastern Partnership countries like Ukraine, like Moldova. Well, Georgia now is falling behind, is failing with its domestic democracy. I think I hope that they will recover at some time. But that is where we should concentrate all our efforts of enlargement. But enlargement will have much broader impact on developments on the European continent. And in general, both Ukrainian victory and the creation of success of Ukraine through enlargement, through EU membership and through NATO membership, we need to remember that can have major impact how things will develop in Russia itself or in Belarus, which are still authoritarian countries. But EU proper strategy of enlargement and EU proper strategy for Ukraine can have a major impact on possibility of transformation in those authoritarian regions. And that will be very much beneficial for stability of peace on the whole European continent.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your time, for commentary.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Well, that was it for today. It was me, Henry Keane, for UATV English. We break the hardest truth in easy terms for you. Please like, subscribe and comment in turn. Your voice matters a lot as it helps Ukrainian voice to be heard worldwide. Please stay safe and tune for more already tomorrow. Goodbye.